16 rubber duck, all plastic, except for the barrel, completely harmless. Redlands flashlight, elbow light, standard issue LBVs, load-bearing vest, basic loadout, a compass, first aid equipment, Kevlar, AC uniform, and just basic stuff, really nothing too special. No grenades or bullets or anything. So.
Why is it necessary for this exercise to carry around this type of equipment?
It's just to familiarize the cadets with the loadout that we wearing when they become officers.
Again. All right, circle. Turn around. Hey guys, circle up. Come on, back this way. Turn around. We're heading back.
You spend a ton of time with them. I mean, I spend on average at least 10 hours a week with these people outside, like inside of school, not even outside of school. And you realize that because one day you may be going overseas and fighting with these people, that you need to let them into your life just like you let your family into your life. I don't know if that makes sense, but I mean, they really are great people, and they will be there no matter what. I really feel like I belong here. This is my family, like my second family outside of my actual family. So.
Today I'm going to give you a block instruction on in an actual combat environment, which any soldier can find themselves in the contemporary environment. And then likelihood of using these techniques is 9. Buddy rushing, the high and low crawl, less likely in an urban environment, but it's still important skills to maintain. The buddy rush techniques over here, extremely important, and you really use those if you end up finding yourself in a firefight or hostile situation. And any soldier of any branch can find themselves in this situation. Just because you're not a combat unit, you still are convoys from base to base. If you find yourself being ambushed, or you come across a situation where you need to respond, and every soldier needs to know how to perform these techniques.
They're using dummy rifles. These are former non-commissioned rifles that have been built with like everyone else, but then I will go to medical school, and the Army will pick up the tab for medical school in an agreement that I will serve as a doctor for a certain number of years. Me personally, I plan on doing that as a career and continuing up the ranks.
They decided to serve. Now some of them may change that mind as far as going into full active duty, but you know what? They're here, and they're wanting to learn, they're wanting to be leaders. They volunteered during time of war. We still have 2 wars going on, Iraq and Afghanistan. Some would say that we're not in a war in Iraq, but we are. So we have 2 wars right now going on, and we have cadets that are still signing up, wanting to be officers, wanting to lead those men and women who are going down range. That's pretty special.
I didn't expect there to be that many booths. We thought we was done putting up this whole thing, and then we realized we had more bags of soldier shoes and civilian shoes, and this is just a representation. This is not all the booths from Missouri, and that kind of just make you think, if this is not it, then how many is out there really? The black boots represent soldiers from Iraq and Afghanistan that have been, from Missouri, that have been killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. And the white boots represent soldiers that have committed suicide because of post-traumatic stress disorders. And then the other shoes are just civilians that have been killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I think that it kind of gives you a way to see that when war happens, it's not just numbers and it's not just a lot of money that's spent on it. It's actually human beings that go out there and try to protect their country and our civilians in a war that actually suffers with it when a war happens.
I think like the biggest issue, because I've been observing like the shoes that were spray painted white, and I feel like a lot of the issues is that when soldiers do come back, they don't get the appreciation they deserve, and I feel like it's kind of like that. It just kind of goes and it's like one of the main causes of like post traumatic stress disorders, that when they get back they just feel like they did it all for nothing, or they're just very unappreciated or underappreciated.
This exhibit is in support of the troops. Like, we support that they are, fighting for their country. It's just more to show that within war, people do die. I think that every day is a day to think about what is happening around the world, and this is a great way to get people to think about it.
The military science ROTC is designed to train every individual to become an officer in general, a basic officer. Now, upon graduation, each individual will go to his or her corresponding BOLA course, Basic Officer Leadership course, and that's where you learn the individual tactics required to be in that specific field. As soon as I graduate from medical school, I will then go to the Army Medical Post, and that is where I will take my residency training, practicing with alongside military medical doctors, physicians, and physicians' assistants, nurses, and everyone else.
My feelings about being deployed, and these are my feelings alone. Some people may share them, some people may not, but they've planned us for not if, it's when we go. I believe, I want to go. You don't join the service and not want to go serve your country. Do what you've been trained to do. So yeah, I'm nervous. I think everybody would be nervous, but it's something I want to go do and experience and do my duty.
point in regards to ROTC involvement. With that being said, my biggest fear is that I myself will not live up to the standards that are placed upon an Army officer. We are in charge of not only multi-million dollars of equipment, but lives. And that's a huge responsibility placed on a 22, 23, 24-year-old individual just graduating. And although we're trained in it, it takes a special skill for a person. So I hope that I can live up to that. But it's still a sense of worry and apprehension even if we get closer to graduation.
Is there a chance that you would be deployed?
It's pretty much a guaranteed thing since I'm active duty. So I probably will be within the next year or two. So a couple of my friends who are lieutenants now that graduated last year, they're already in Afghanistan, Iraq, I think places like that. So not everybody is, but more and more people are going over. So it's probably going to happen pretty soon after. So I feel like the Army's right for me. It just kind of clicks. So.
And can you explain that a little more? Why it kind of clicks? You're just comfortable?
I've been trying to figure that out myself. It's just, I think a lot of it has to do with the type of people that I get to be around. It's just like, these are some of the best people I've ever had the chance to meet in my life. And just, like, the students are amazing. It's just incredible just to see people do what they do on a daily basis. It's pretty inspirational and moving. And I guess I feel like what I do here feels significant, which is something that's important to me, and that's something that I wanted.
I mentioned that you feel like a part of a bigger picture. What is that bigger picture that you feel like?
Well, just really quick, that was something that I never really understood before, the whole bigger picture thing. But I guess a really simplistic way of explaining it would be just kind of straightforward, simplistic. Like what I do, like what I say to somebody affects them. And the way the Army's set up, you have like a soldier and they have a battle buddy. And there are battle buddies within a fire team. And there are 2 fire teams in a squad. And it just kind of grows, it kind of ripples out from there. And you just feel like your actions can affect a larger scope of things. But in another sense, there's something understood between everybody that wears the uniform. It's hard to explain, but there's just this knowledge. Like, you just know something about that person. Like, you just feel this connection with them. It's like you've been through some of the stuff I have. You know what it feels like. You know, it's just common experiences, common values. I just wanted to feel like what I did mattered, and ROTC gave that to me. I think that's part of the reason why I clicked. But I think I just wanted to challenge myself. And I'm getting that challenge, and at least right now, I'm not going to speak for the future. I'm pretty sure it's not going to change, but it just feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You want to put... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, they're going to stay in that flight formation the whole time.